Hey y'all, what's up? This is the I Just Think It's Funny podcast. I'm Destiny.
And I'm Brianna, and we've got some things to get off our chest because sometimes you just gotta talk it out with your girlfriend.
My girlfriends. So, we changed it up a little bit this week. We're not recording on our normal day to record, which is super cool. It's kind of cool, I guess. How you feeling today?
Nobody knows that but us.
Okay. I was just trying to surprise the people.
Okay.
So we just gonna get right into some things. Let's do a quick little homegirl check-in. How you feeling today, girl?
I'm good. I feel like I always talk about the weather, so I'm just gonna keep it consistent.
Our weather girl.
The weather really affects my mood. So I'm happy that the weather is cooling down. I saw that towards the end of the week, we're gonna be back down into the 70s, which is great. So I'm tired of being hot. Kind of ready to ease into fall a little bit. Since I'm in the house, I don't have to be out there in the cold. So yeah, I don't want to run my AC anymore.
You're gonna always have to run your AC.
I'm not an AC year-round type of person.
Oh, sorry, I am.
From the South, I know you guys be running your AC all year.
Not in the South though. My mom actually was putting on like the heat and stuff. So
I mean, like after the heat, like my AC only comes on in the summer.
Well, yeah, same back at home. Spring and summer.
Not spring for me.
Atlanta with that, like by whatever weird weather, it's like cold sometimes in the spring, then it's hot, and then it's not. So yeah, sometimes the AC comes on in the spring, summer, a little bit in the fall, but then you start changing to the heat. So I miss that progression. That would be nice here, but it's LA. Yeah, little deals.
What about you? What you been up to? How you feeling?
I've been working. You know, real hot girl. Boop. You know, been doing a lot of that. Just taking it slow. Life's been hitting good says hard. I just feel like every day I wake up and I'm like, dang, we still in this. Pandemic. You know, but I'm good. You know, I'm ready to go shoot after the things I want. I'm about to like dive out of the friend zone hopefully soon, you know.
Is this like a winter thing or like a fall thing, like shoot your shot season?
I think it's destiny season. You see my shirt says like you're chasing dreams. Well, it says chase and dreams. And I feel like I should chase some dreams.
I agree. Go for it. This is the fourth quarter, you know. You at the home stretch now. You might as well shoot your shot. Climb up out of that friend zone.
I'm up out of it. Hopefully it doesn't end up like this clip I saw. I sent it to you. It's from this show where so basically, what'd you say?
That was hard to watch.
It triggered me. I'm not gonna lie. But let me tell everybody else what the clip is, since we know. Basically, it's from this show. Tyler Perry's show is It's from this show called If Loving You Is Wrong. It's by Tyler Perry. I think it's on OWN. And basically, there's this couple. If y'all remember Denzel from America's Next Top Model, who got like the weave beard. It's him. And like this lady, and that's his claim to fame. We all know him by his weave. And they were in a relationship or whatever, but I mean, y'all don't need to know the backstory. But the clip basically is her confessing her love for him, saying like, "Oh, I love you." And he's like holding her hands, like, "Oh," up in her spirit, like his glare is up in her spirit. He's like, "Yeah, baby, like I think you're amazing. You're patient. You just be loving a good brother." And then he was like, "But if you really love me, you're gonna love me as a friend." And when I tell you the first time I saw that, I just felt like my spirit broke in that moment. Because how many times do we think about shooting our shot and it just get debowed every time? I have not used debowed in so long. That's a verb from my childhood. place where I just need to be taking risks. I just
Have
don't.
you ever been that girl though? Has anybody ever just completely just blocked the shot like that? Like that was a very harsh
I
injury.
well, I do have a story.
Oh.
It wasn't exactly like that. It was very similar to the way that this happened in If Loving You Is Wrong. I'm not gonna get into the specifics and the details. However, I like this guy. We were kind of friends, whatever, hanging out. Somehow I developed feelings. I don't know how that happened. But, I started to like him or whatever. And I decided it would be a good idea to tell him in a script. And he read it. And the part that like was really awkward is like he read it in front of other people and like they witnessed like him realizing that the guy character was him and like I was like the main character. So like that was like the first like his reaction was like, "Oh my god, I love you." I mean, not that I wanted to not that I wanted him to tell me that he loved me or anything, because I ain't love him. But in that TV sense, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think you took a very cinematic approach to declaring your love, if you will, for this man. It was a very that sounds very teenage drama movie. Like Hannah Montana episode. And I'm really sorry that happened to you.
It's funny now. Like,
it's funny now.
Like, the sad part about it is, like, me and him aren't friends anymore. So it's like, anytime I think about trying to, like, get out the friend zone, I'm always like, remember that time? that you wrote a script and, like, he basically...
Well, I think you're just going to, have a little more caution to declaring your love so poetically next time.
Oh, God.
It's cute.
That was something I should have pulled in high school, not in college.
Gotta pull it at some point, I guess.
Like that. Ooh, that was rough. Ooh, and I think it happened around this time. Oh God.
The anniversary of being friend zoned.
At that rate, I think the friendship was gonna crumble anyway. It's like, ooh, he tried to be nice-ish about it at the time. Like, oh yeah, I hope he's. Oh, today's his birthday. Today's his birthday. I saw people posting it, and I was like, "Do you say happy birthday? Like, do you not? Like, we don't follow each other, so I decided not to say happy birthday."
No, close that chapter.
I always thought it was nice, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been friend zoned like that. Like that. Publicly.
Which one? You talking about my friend zoning, or are you talking about... Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the time where I was like, oh yes, I am friends. I think there were like times where I knew I was friend zoned based off of actions, but less like, oh no, you are friend. Like it was more actions and less direct. You know what I mean? Like you could tell by something. I remember I was studying abroad in France, and I thought this guy was just so cute. Oh my gosh, I thought he was so cute. He was like a friend, and he would always come around and stuff. And we just had like a large friend group. And then I remember one day we were just at the club, and he was so nice, and he just was just making out with my friend on the dance floor, and I was like, and then after that, and I'm just standing there like, no, you didn't even like him.
Oh, come on.
I was like, well, there I go. I'm not going after that behind this. So then like a little while later in the night, I was like, you know what? I want to go home. And we were at like this club lounge thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk. And he was like, no, I'm not gonna let you walk by yourself. And I was like, I'm fine.
So you wanted a movie scenario too, where he walks and then the rain comes and run underneath one of the little French bodega, whatever little things, and then
no. I was like, I'm fine, leave me. And he was like, no, I'm not letting you walk by yourself all the way back home. I was like, it's fine, I know the way.
Oh God.
And he was like, no, I'm coming with you. And so we walked the whole way, and I was just like quiet, like,
Oh,
love story.
yikes. Speaking
Yeah,
of,
but I mean, it wasn't like you know what I mean? It's not like I told him like, oh my God, I love you, I like you, you know. So he never knew, but dang.
I don't think any of the guys I've ever liked known that I've liked them at all.
Except for that scenario.
I think, okay, if we go back to elementary school, yeah, I told this guy I liked him. But like, but like, outside of that, I don't be telling these dudes that I like them first. Like, you genuinely, like, the thing about it is like a protective mechanism where it's like, I'm not going to do it until you start giving me signs. And because I'm
Oh
so
yeah.
oblivious to what the signs are, if like we've established like a nice friendship, I'm like, oh, he's just nice. So it's like, I don't know, maybe you need to start being mean to me. And then I think like, oh, but then that's toxic, so don't do that.
Being mean to you? What are we, 10?
That might work. I don't know. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Basketball, push Monica off the bike. Like
Loving basketball. Come on now. I need the Quincy to my Monica, okay?
that ship has sailed. We are too grown for that.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I don't tell them I like them. Like, I don't know how to.
But on the same token, it does, I guess, hurt to be friend zone, but like it honestly does hurt to friend zone.
Does it?
Like, I feel bad.
I know I've friend zoned a lot of guys.
But don't you feel bad? Because it's like you put yourself out there and now I gotta shoot you down.
I don't do it directly. Like, here's the thing. Here's how I know I've friend zoned it. One, by accident. I'm like, dang, he was really shooting. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it. So I'm just thinking he's just being nice. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. But whatever. But I don't know. It's always like I can tell when it's only when I'm like not interested in them that I can tell that they're dropping hints or they're interested in me. And I'm like, ooh. So like I might say something like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. And then like bring up another guy. Like, oh yeah, this one guy, he was just so fine. Just like I do it that way versus being like, oh, I don't really like you like that kind of thing. Because I feel like that's just an uncomfortable conversation.
It's
Even going back to
uncomfortable.
the story I told about the stupid thing I did in college, like we had a conversation and it was hella awkward. Like, homie shut me down, not even in a way that's like, oh, you know, I don't really like you like that. It was like in some poetic, it wasn't even poetic because it ain't flow, but like it. I promise you, I'm not shading him, y'all.
SoundCloud rapper?
No, like he took the characters that I wrote and told me not to worry about the people who were like that character.
Oh, okay.
So
He didn't directly say it, but yeah.
right. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I think for me personally, if I was really shooting, I want you to tell me like, hey, I think you're great. Not in the same way in this clip, but I think you're great. But like, I don't have those feelings for you. You know, I'm sorry.
Very easy to say you would say that.
No, I want someone to say it to me.
I know, but put yourself in that person's shoes. It's uncomfortable.
Like,
you don't want to be mean or like you don't know how you're gonna take it.
It's also uncomfortable if somebody tell you they like you and you really don't like them. Like the whole action of being told that someone likes you is uncomfortable. Whether you like them or not, it's uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable if you like them. It's a relief because you're like, oh, who?
I don't know. I always feel like uncomfortable.
Oh, well.
But not like in a bad uncomfortable, like when it happens, it's just like, well, if I like them, it's like, oh, okay. Well, what do we do? Like my mind's like, so what's going on? I'm just like, all
I
right.
feel like me in my adult life and I guess you find your voice a little bit more when you're an adult. Cause like when I'm thinking about when I'm younger, I would just lie and say like, I'm really trying to get over someone, or like I'm just really focused on school right now. And
Focus on school is the best curveball of
the best. I'm really
all
not allowed.
high school career through
I
college.
just Yeah, but you're such a great friend. If I totally wasn't like this right now, if my current situation wasn't like this, we could be cool. But like right now, I really just can't even think of you that way. I would just lie through it. Now today, I probably would be a little more direct.
Everything you said, it sounded like a man saying all that. You know how they be like, well, right now I'm just really trying to like
I'm
focus
focusing on basketball.
ball is life right now, shorty. Like, you know what I
Like
mean?
I just got drafted. I
Whoa.
can't take you.
Yes, you can. You better.
That's me.
I be like, what you mean you can't take me? I'm not saying like we gotta stay in the same house or whatever, but I could be like it's a relationship. We're not traveling nowhere.
Babe, girlfriends don't go to the away games.
Oh, what in the game is this?
Oh man, I think I think I might be toxic.
You got some
Oh no.
if we weren't recording, you know what I would say, what those tendencies are. Yeah, that did sound like a book out of the I don't know what to call it. Out of the men page. That's definitely in the glossary of men. I'm out of the glossary of women, like, oh, that's so nice. That's what I do. That's how I curve. I was trying to figure out
So
how
nice.
like, but the thing about it is that's my natural reaction to a lot of things. Like in general. So like you don't know if I'm curving you. Like I could really like you and be like, oh, that's so nice. But if I don't like you, I'm gonna be
Like a pity thing.
hmm?
That sounds like a pity thing. Like that's a pity response.
But it's not.
Yeah, but the delivery saying, "Oh, that's so nice." It's just kind of like, "Haha, that's cute." Like
The thing about it is if you know me, that's how I respond to like compliments. Like if some random stranger told me something, I'm like, oh my god, oh that's
no,
so
I know. Okay, yeah. But if someone's professing their interest in you and you say, "That's so nice."
okay, that's like what I'm saying. Like when I say, oh, that's so nice, it's more so when they're dropping the little hints that I realized later that they were dropping hints to like if they were like, oh, you look really good today. Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But I thought you meant like somebody calls you up and be like, "Hey, I want you," and you're, "Oh, that's so nice." Like,
I've had like in middle school, like this is just one of the first times I remember. Like this guy, the thing about it is, I'm pretty sure he's had a crush on me since like preschool, straight up. And he was like, I just really like you, like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like, oh, that's so nice. But like, I would still talk to him, but I'm like trying to find every excuse to be like, no, I don't like you. Like, I didn't say like I don't like you because it's kind of sounds harsh to say I don't like you. Like if I hit you with the oh, I appreciate that.
I think you should hit somebody with it. Wow, you have great taste. That's
Ooh,
one thing about you.
I like that. But the thing is,
Great
that can work
taste.
either way though. Because if you trying to holler back, oh, you got great taste. Okay. And they be like, so what you think about that, girl? You can be
I
like,
think you have great taste. I'm toxic.
yeah, you in the LMNOP over there, which encyclopedia. You took a page out of the encyclopedia, okay? Yeah.
But the hard part is if you're friends with someone and they cross that boundary, it
Mhm,
takes a lot for them to say that, right? If you guys are actually friends,
mhm.
can you go back? After they confess to you that they're interested and you don't reciprocate that, can you guys just continue on as friends?
I think so. Like, even with the guy friends that I do have that be dropping hints, they're my friends right now. I don't call them out on it. I just ignore it. So like, I'm still able to be their friend because
Okay, but I mean, if they ever told you directly and you weren't interested, could you still continue a friendship with them and it be like nothing happened?
well, I mean, I think so because it's like there really hasn't been a boundary crossed between us. You told like it's essentially we're at a crossroad, no pun intended, but a literal crossroad where it's like all cars are stopped at the red light. There has to be some sort of communication to know which direction the cars are going, who's gonna stop, who's gonna go. Essentially, at that stoplight, you told me, "Hey, I like shit, and I want you to press go," and I'm like, well, I'm not really feeling you like that, but I might yield. So it's like, okay, I could be open to it or not.
You're not interested. I'm putting this scenario, you're not interested.
So I'm at the red light. That just means he just gotta go. Like he just keep
Can't be
going.
friends.
Ooh, that did make it sound like I said you can't be friends. That's not what I'm trying to say. I think
Can you continuously hang? So next time you guys hang out, oh, let's go to the movies. Are you in the back of your head? You thinking like, okay,
I the thing about me is what's the uncomfortable thing is out there, we're gonna address it. So we would actually have a conversation.
what's the conversation? Hey, I'm gonna need you to turn that off.
Here's what, and I'll tell you about my back to my story with the whole thing in college. We had a conversation of like, hey, we can still be friends. Like I kind of put like a filler kind of out there. I helped him with something like a couple days afterwards, whatever. I'm like, okay, we're still jamming, meshing, whatever. It's fine. But at one point, I did have to set a boundary of like, hey, you can't make certain jokes like this because it's like it kind of feels like it's hurting my feelings or you're trying to like poke fun at the whole situation in itself. So I think I could because like at the end of the day, like yes, I know you may have feelings for me and they gonna go away eventually, but I also want to make sure I don't do anything to inflict some pain on you besides the fact that like I'm not feeling you like that. You know, so like I was sitting down like, hey, Justin, I don't know why I picked that name. Justin. Hey Justin, like, you know, I know you told me that you liked me, which I really appreciate it. Your bravery, because that's not something easy to go and tell someone that you like them. And that took a lot of courage, and I really admire that. That's just one of the qualities that I admire in you as a friend. Uh, dang, it sounded like I was just friends on the nail in the coffin.
Just tack that on the end of every sentence.
As a friend. No, that would be the only time I use that phrase.
As your friend, I would just like to say that like this took a lot of bravery as a friend. And
No, I would be careful of my words. But like, you know, I admire that. One of the qualities I admire of you as my friend. And you know, I just want to make sure I don't do anything that can cause you to resent me. If you need some time, by all means, I completely understand. I want to make sure we get back on track. I know things may never be the exact same again, but I want us to get to a place where we're comfortable with each other. And what are there any is there anything that I can do or maybe say like maybe I don't come hang out at 10 o'clock at night because if you're my friend, the thing about it is I mean I have boundaries with my friend, but like friends are like if you're my good friend, I might be at your house at like 11 o'clock at night. Like it depends on like am I laying on you? Like if that's something we've already done, then maybe I shouldn't do that anymore because then that might have him feel like there's hope. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want to
But this is the weird part, right? So some people can't go back because now everything you do, you're going to be really like hyper aware of yourself, right? Yeah. You're not going to be your full comfortable self with this person anymore because you're going to be like, oh, is that too much? Like, but then you don't want to say anything either because you want things to just.
I think, like I said, I think it would have to be addressed head on. I'm not like super touchy feely with my guy friends at all, honestly. We just never really got to that. Like, I've held hands with like some of my, well, one of like my guy friends or whatever. I was scared and like we just like kind of thing, but I just never crossed that physical boundary like that. Maybe I would. Oh, sorry, mom. Not like that though. Not like that, mom. If you're listening, but you know, I don't know. Like it would have to be out of the things that we do. What could be trigger points for you? Like, do you know? Like when I do certain things, does it make you have butterflies in your tummy?
So it'd be like, it's everything you do, Destiny. Just the sound of your voice. You're gonna be like, oh.
Let's not revisit this too much. Like, you know what? I appreciate that, and I think you should take some time to heal. I think it could work. I think it could, and who knows? Like, I feel like your guy friends are your friends for a reason. There's some you may never think about that way, but who knows? He could be in on it before you are. So you don't want to cut him off, and then maybe one day down the road you're like, dang, I let Justin go. Justin was the one. So I think you kind of have to, it's uncomfortable, but you have to create a space for transparency. So I would need him to be transparent. Like if I'm doing something, let's say oh. Okay, let's say we're hanging out, whatever, we're cuddling. If he say, nah, bro, we can't do that. Okay. I'm gonna go sit at one end of the sofa. I'm gonna sit at the other end of the sofa. Like just transparency. It would require him to be more honest with his feelings at the moment. Like, oh, bro, don't touch me like that. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Like, easy. Well, not easy. Yeah, I think it had to be that. What about you? What do you think?
I think it's a case by case basis, a very sticky situation, and I think if it's gonna work, it's not gonna be overnight. And I think it's going to take some time because it's going to be the elephant in the room for a very long time. That you can't just, it's not you can't just turn it off. And I'm going to be thinking about it. You're going to be thinking about it. And I'm just going to be like, I don't want you to be embarrassed that you told me either. So I'm going to be like,
yeah, I think it's all about how you handle that first moment when you find out that sets the tone. Because if you absolutely
I'm just kidding.
Oh, well, you can't hang up on him. The phone might go dead for a couple seconds, but you can't hang up on him.
I'm not going to hang up. That's my friend. I'm not going to hang up.
It would definitely be a shocking thing, especially if it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be different if y'all was vibing. Like I said, if you have, like, that element of maybe, like, a physical connection, and I don't mean, like, you guys are having sex or anything like that, but, like, you tend to do a little bit more coupley things that people would be like, oh, you guys a thing. Like you can see how you like ride that line. I kind of see it more coming out of that situation versus like, oh, I just played 2K with him and all of a sudden now he liked me. So yeah, it's about how you respond. It sets the tone. So if you're like, oh wow, I don't like you, bye, then it's like you kind of destroyed it. He feels embarrassed. Now you done turned him and he's calling the streets now, you know? So the streets are calling him and he got Becky on speed dial.
I think if somebody says that to you and you guys are friends, they should say it. They should be like, process this, and they should leave.
Just like
time to be like, what? What just happened to me?
The thing about it, like, I just can't foresee somebody like just saying it out of the blue. Like, it's gotta be a vibe. Maybe y'all just had that vibe for like a second where y'all just looked into each other's eyes a little too long.
Maybe.
Like, I can't, See, like, does it happen randomly? Like, we up here watching Martin, you like, haha, girl, I like you. What? Like,
Some people are oblivious.
that would be me too. I'd be led somebody on.
See?
Oops. I didn't know he was flirting with me. What do you mean? He bought you 12 dozen roses for Valentine's Day. That's just my friend. Me. He just cares so much for me as a person.
Right. We've been friends for 12 years. He got me 12 roses. Duh.
Yeah, I don't know. The friend zone is tricky. What's even trickier is the sister zone. That I feel like it. I personally have not wanted to get out of sister zone on a serious level, but like, whew, I feel bad for the people who have been sister zone.
The thing about sister zone is I don't trust.
Uh-oh.
I can't fill in the blank. Men who use sister and brother these days. Sometimes they really mean it, and next thing you know, they banging their sister. And you like, that was your sister, right? You called, I don't know. Sometimes people be lying.
In the situations that I've been called sister, they've never crossed that line. Never. I don't know why. I'm kidding.
I just know people who have.
Huh?
I just know of people who have, and I'm just like,
Yeah, some of my friends have been like that. Don't mean nothing if you sisters on. They might wake up and then realize something else. I'm like, but what? Most of the time, like when I like call somebody like a brother, they're younger than me. So it's like I'm most likely not going to want them.
I mean, you have your rules and men have theirs.
Men have a lot of broken and unbroken rules. They just be creating the laws. This is America. But anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I know the one flexible zone is the cousin zone, where you're not really a cousin, but y'all be talking, oh, that's my cousin. No, I'm not saying I participate in that. That's where I be seeing the most movement out. People like, oh, yeah, that's just like, he like my cousin. She like my cousin.
It really means nothing.
It's like, how you just like a cousin? Did y'all grow up together? No. We met last year, but that's like my cousin.
My cousin, like that's my sister's homie. Like he like a cousin. Okay.
But you was okay. Yeah, I don't. These zones, I think, are optical illusions for the people looking in sometimes.
Yes. However, that's why lines get blurred, because no one ever tells you, I'm putting you in the friend zone. I'm putting you in the sister zone. You just get a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody lives in the friend zone until you don't, for me. It's just like, I try to think, because you know how they say guys automatically categorize you, like when they meet you? And
I feel like I do that too.
I don't. Like, I literally, everybody, well, you first check is if you're attractive. But if you are attractive to me, either it's going to be like, well, it depends on what kind of wave I'm on. Because if I'm just me, normal me, it's just like, oh, I just want to know them. So then they end up just being my friend. Like, that's just it. And then it's like, oh, if they don't like me, out of the interactions of us talking or hanging out and there's nothing popped off, okay, then whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't categorize them. It's just like, oh, he's fine. Well, let me just get to know him before. That's the best advice somebody gave me. They told me, well, it was actually Sonora's. He told me to be friends with the guy first, okay? And you wonder why all these homeboys. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Building her roster.
I'm kidding. Why after this publishes, no homeboys. You're like, oh, she trying to pick us. Look, I don't fill up my team with just anybody. Just playing. I'm playing.
Right.
I'm playing. I'm playing. Um. So speaking of moving through and within the zones and the friend zones and all that stuff, it's like social media. You like you got your close friends section, you got your regular friends or whatever you want to call it, just your followers. And out of that, there becomes a hierarchy of people, of tier people on the interwebs, the internets, whatever you want to call them. You got your regular folks like us, slash aspiring social influencers like us, but we still at the bottom, but we making our way to the top. You got your content creators of all types and your influencers, and then you got your social media couples, the me and the people who give the me and somebody's son's pages their content. And I feel like somehow the algorithm on my end has made my page be filled with all these couples, and they all beautiful and black and in love, and I love it. But like, how do we feel about people putting their relationship out on display like this? Like, I feel like to an extent it's a blessing because you see people in love. Then the other side of it is you got people hating because the couple might say something that or talk about something they do in their relationship that people don't agree with. So it's like it's a weird place to live in. I just want to know your thoughts.
For one, I am not someone who particularly likes oversharers. So I will not watch your video or pay attention to your page if you overshare about your relationship, because some of that stuff is nobody's business. However, I don't have a problem with you professing your love for your partner and showing them off and giving them praise and stuff like that. I think that's great. I don't like the couples or the women, a lot of it's women, who go on social media and say like, this is what you got to do to get you somebody like this. Like, you got the formula because this your third dude we done seen. Supposedly happy last week with him. And then you gonna dog him by saying you leveled up. So it's just kind of like, which is it? You don't have the answers. Like, so I've definitely unfollowed some of those people because I'm like, there's just so many hypocrites out here. Like, just keep all your little advice to yourself. Like, nobody else. If you want to post your cute little pictures, post your cute little pictures, but don't lecture us about how to get a man, how to keep your relationship, you don't write self-help books. Like, I just find that to be a little weird because I find a lot of people look down on other people. Mm-hmm. Like, this is why this didn't work for you, and this is why it worked for me, and our relationship is so great, blah, blah, blah. Your relationship is not that great. Like, it's really not. Like, because you guys go on trips and take photos, that doesn't tell me anything because there's a lot of fake people. And you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So it's just like, I just don't like the oversharing and like the holier than thou type of people. But like, if you want to show off your partner and your relationship and the cute things you guys might do every now and then, by all means, go ahead. But some people be real detailed about their relationship, and next thing you know, they breaking up, getting a divorce and stuff, and everyone's in the comments like, where'd so-and-so go? And then months later, I'm finally ready to talk about this. Like,
they always have it'd be like, why we broke up, the video. Like the thumbnail's like yeah. I have mixed feelings because like I love love and I love people being in love and I like seeing pictures and I like the me and somebody's son page and I like sharing that to my story. If you follow me, you already know. But part of it, I wonder how genuine some of the things that the people share and just in general social media, because I feel like we're all in the place where we're like, oh, let me share how happy I am, how great I am at this, how this is that. And it's like, what about the, not saying that you need to be, like you said, oversharing, but I also feel like you're just inviting people into your business. And by posting on social media, you're unintentionally or intentionally telling a story that's being interpreted by however big your audience is. So I don't know, I like YouTube couples ish. There's only like one I follow consistently. I really like them, but like even with them, I'm eh, like y'all just make videos every week together talking about y'all's relationship. Like, is there anything else? Like, I feel like the social media couples make their identity on social media as being part of a couple. Like that's all that they bring to the table. It's like, oh, here's what I did today. Me and Bay, me and Bay, me and Bay. Oh, you need to get you a Bay like this. Get you a man who takes you to Red Lobster on a Tuesday night after the happy hour. Like they get so specific like that.
Is there a video for that? Love me some Cheddar Bay biscuits and some shrimp scampi.
Dip your Cheddar Bay biscuit in the clam chowder, change your life. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I think what I'm getting to is like just the genuineness of being in a relationship. Like, I wonder, I'm like, okay, when I am in a relationship, because social media is so heavy right now, what are the guidelines going to be upon like our relationship in social media? Like, every time he does something nice, or every time either one of us does something nice, is it going to be like, oh, let me take a snap, this is what Bay did? Like, I've never been that person anyways, but it's like I feel like you become a new different person when you're in a relationship and you got social media. Like, I don't know, it's weird to me. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't know what you're gonna be like until you're in it. But yeah, I think it's different strokes for different folks. Some people like to publicize a lot about their life, and some people don't. And hopefully, you and your partner are on the same page about what it is, because that I've heard causes conflict as well. One person's like, "Why don't you post me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And they're like, "Chill."
Right, it's like, bro, I like to post aesthetically pleasing pictures of plants. Why I'm gonna post you all the I don't know.
Yeah. It just feels like a really dumb conversation. Like,
pointless because it's like you're seeking validation off of something that's not even really real. It's not tangible. Like, you just want to be shown off to whoever your person's followers are, which is so weird. Like, when you think about it, it's weird how social media has conditioned us to want moments to be captured to share with others versus it being like, for instance, I saw this proposal. Now, nothing's wrong with sharing your proposal. I don't think anything's wrong with that. But it looked like it should have been a private moment between these two because the house was toe up around them. Like, literally, sis is sitting on the bed with no mattress frame on it and no bed frame on it. And Jordan's all lining the floor and clothes all over the floor. And he up here talking, baby, I love you. I want to poke. That should have been a moment between y'all.
the house wasn't together.
The house was not together. Like, what in the webcam recorded proposal is this? You don't even have webcams no more. They just come with the computer. But like, it's just, I think about that because like, ideally, yeah, like I want my guy to like, I want other people to know that my guy is taken. But not in the sense of like the flashy way. Like guys be joking about this, but it gets the point made. I saw this video on TikTok, and he said something. He was like, "Well, I'm the elbow in the pictures, like all the vacation pictures. I'm the elbow."
Oh no.
I don't mind doing the elbow picture. Like, if he's somebody, like, here's why. I know it sounds like I'm trying to hide my man or something like that. I'm not. It's just, I don't want everybody in our situation. Like, that's enough to say, look, I'm with somebody. You don't know how long we've been together. You don't know when we had our ups and downs. You don't know when our anniversary was. You don't know when he cheated on me last week. But like, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I don't know. It's just me. Like, I'm here for the guy. I want my dude to have social media. Like, if he doesn't, that's kind of weird to me. It's like, what do you mean? Like,
There's other stuff to do.
I mean, there is, and eventually, I'm gonna get to the point where I'm not on social media.
I
So,
doubt
like,
it. I doubt it.
What you mean?
I don't foresee that.
I want to disappear off the face of social media so freaking bad. Will I do it? It's kind of impossible now, but I wish. Like, if I was a doctor or something, I would not be on social media.
Yes, you would.
I wouldn't. I'd be one of the
Get
TikTok.
Yeah, you'd be up there doing your TikTok. Baby girl, give me some. Like,
have a whole office.
Yeah, you'd be the person organizing the office TikToks. Like, who are we kidding?
No. That probably is true. Because I did just make a TikTok today. I won't be making those videos. I don't know. I just did it just because. But I don't know. I'm here for the elbow, the back of the head, the holding the hand, but you see, get this much. I'm here for it. Like, if he's a private person, like, I think I am a private person. Like, the only people who know my business are like my friends, and even then, everybody don't know all my business. It's just certain things I don't mind sharing. So yeah, interesting. You know what else is interesting? A couple of these questions that we about to answer real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. If they would actually shuffle properly, I would get them. We got a few. We got a little time for a couple. Well, this one, we can just talk about why this makes us upset. But here's the question. It said for the fellas, why do y'all always say you're going to call us back and never do? And what makes you all forget? I would personally like to thank the queen who wrote that, because that annoys me. Like, it annoys me. I don't have any issues with my girlfriends. Like, if they say, oh, I'm going to call you back, for the most part, they call me back or text me to tell me that they can't call me back. The guys, I had one of my guy friends. I was like, he was busy when I called. And we were trying to talk or whatever. He's like, you know what? I'm just call you back later. I don't want to be rude. I'm like, cool. That's fine. I appreciate you thinking of me. Why he's still like, call me back? I texted like 3 days later, like, so you still ain't gonna call me back? I don't get it. What do y'all be doing?
I don't mind it if it's not consistently, because people get busy, people really do forget and stuff like that. But if it's a consistent thing, I've gotten to the point where there's some people I know that do this. And I'm just, when they're like, oh, let me call you back. And I'm like, just call me when you're, don't say don't tell me you're going to call me back. Just say you got to go. Mm-hmm. Or no, the only thing that bothers me, that doesn't bother me as much. The one that bothers me is you're on the phone with somebody and they're like, hold on. And they click over and they never come back.
Wait, what?
Had that happen. And I'm just like,
and they never come back. Like, they just hung up.
And then they call the next day or a couple days later, like, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm still on hold.
Have a pic. Boop.
48 hours later. What you mean what I'm doing? I'm on hold. You said hold on. But I've done that to my mom sometimes, but on accident. But like, I know people that have been like, hold on, and just, you really want me to hold? Like, just say you gotta go. Just say you gotta go. Don't tell me you're gonna call me back or tell me to hold on if you don't want me to do it.
Guys will have you looking stupid. There's this one guy I was talking to, and he was like, oh, shoot, like he saw like something popped up where he had to like go. He's like, oh, I'm gonna call you back. I was like, okay, go ahead and handle whatever you gotta handle. Whatever. It began to get late at night. It's like 10 o'clock. And you just say you about to call me right back. And we still 2 hours late. I said, oh no. Let me take my behind to bed. Like, if you have me staying up to talk to you, A, I must really be interested in talking to you. And B, if I'm staying up to talk to you, don't have me waiting. And then act like nothing happened. So I texted him, like, hey, I'm just gonna go to bed. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm watching a movie right now.
Canceled. Just tell me you're not gonna call, that you're busy. Like, I just don't say you're gonna call back and know you're not gonna call back.
Like, sir, it's okay. For my guy friends, y'all get a level of grace from me that I do not allow for the men's that be trying to get into my attention span. It's a definitely a nice hefty portion of grace. You abuse sorry, bud. It's gone. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. Let's see. Another one. Age differences. What are your limits? Ooh, I like this question. Your face says a lot.
My initial blanket statement is nothing younger.
Yeah.
I may be willing to do same age, and that's it. That's it, that direction. Like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. At this point, at the age that I am now, I can't go younger. My own age is even a struggle. So
Yeah.
I can't do it. And as far as older, I don't know. The older I get, the more leeway. You know, you gotta keep stretching 3, 4, 5 years sometimes, because it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't reached salt and pepper beard phase, but I'm inching there because, hey.
What's salt and pepper age? Like 40s? Yeah, I'm not touching that for a good minute.
I mean, it's not something I envision, but like, I can see it definitely happening to me.
Get you a 45-year-old sugar daddy.
No, he ain't gotta be a sugar daddy. He's just a regular one. He's just a regular guy.
The thing about, since you want kids, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Why? Because you think he gonna die off?
And he is gonna die off before you, most likely. Just the age difference. And then you left with kids who were like 12.
Yeah, true. It's not ideal, but I can totally see myself doing that because, like,
I want a life partner, not a life with part of him. That's it.
I also want a partner, and I'm not gonna be like, no. If somebody is for you, they're for you.
Look, I'm not saying it.
23, 24, 25-year-old comes to me and say, I am for you. I'm gonna say no. No, you're not, honey.
Wait.
No.
I think you could get away with a 25.
No, honey.
You
have to be real extraordinary, because I'm thinking horrible thoughts. I'm like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. You're already stressing me out.
Oh no.
The intelligence don't be there. The vision, the life experience, it just be a lot. They be going through their whole phases still. It just be a lot. And I'm like, I don't have time for this.
It depends on what. The thing about it is, the age doesn't really matter with the whole phase. I've found that
a lot of the time it does, though. But yeah,
a lot of dudes be still living in their truth.
Yes, but a lot of the earlier 21s, they
no, I don't want them. We don't want them. Ew.
No. Please call me when you hit 30 or something. When you hit 27, 28, 29, 30, 35.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Well, my answer, mm, I don't think I could. Mm, mm, yeah, definitely not somebody younger than me. Like, I think if I did do younger, it would be a year. Like, I can't foresee it being like, oh, I'm 3 years older than him. No, not at this age. No, 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 no. Um, Older is where I tend to hang out. Um, I, I think I used to be like, oh, my cap is like 5 years, and now I'm like, that's not enough. Not enough. I'm not quite at the salt and pepper. I can admire salt and pepper from afar. Would I actually entertain it? No. That like scares me. I'm like, whoa, sir, you really got a 401k? That's crazy.
401k.
A whole 401k.
What,
Dang,
money in it? Like you got like money saved in there?
you got a house? Wow. That's crazy. Like, you divorced? No, I'm kidding.
That's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
The older you go, the more baggage. That's
why I think my safe zone, like the most I would go is midish late 30s. Midish late. Like the early late. More on the mid though. So there. I think that would be because I don't know. Just out of the guys that I've known who are in that age span, like I be forgetting that they're not like late 20s. Not saying that like they're immature, but it's just like maybe it's I'm no, I don't think I'm that mature. But like I'm mature, but like I don't know, it's different. Like a 27-year-old still feels kind of playful. Like you feel like you might have met somebody who just may be fresh out of college a lot of the time. Sometimes. But then like with someone who's like more into himself and maybe the whole phase is over. Maybe by then he's like, I'm about to hang up my player's jersey. What song is that says I'm about to hang up the jersey? So I feel like there's a song that says that. Is there? No? Okay, whatever. I feel like it is. That's why I'm like, there's some song that says something about hanging up the jersey. But I don't know. I look for security. And I feel like emotional security, if you're the guys who tend to be a little bit older, like in that 30 range, they tend to know themselves a little bit better. And I feel like as a woman, most of the times we put in the work now of like getting to know ourselves and what we want in life and start trying to align ourselves with those things. And the guys our age, most of the time, are not in that headspace. You're like, what? Married, kids? I'll wait till I'm like 35. So we basically meeting the dudes who was our age 10 years or however many years ago.
A lot of guys are given more. You would think it would be the opposite, but a lot of guys are given a lot more grace to waste years. I don't want to say waste years, but like
play.
Yeah, to like enjoy themselves more than women are. I feel like a lot of the times women, and a lot of it is probably old-fashioned views as far as, I mean, it's not old-fashioned, scientific. We do have a biological clock. So if you're trying to have kids, your brain is already wired differently. They don't have a time, they don't have a clock like we do. Like we literally have a clock. Like, so I think our timelines are already different because of that. So in our head, we might have a timeline of like goals that we need to meet. And a guy might be like, yeah, if the white woman comes along, hey, let's do this. But like,
are you pregnant? Let's go.
They could be 50, they could be 45, they could be whatever, like, but for us, it's just kind of like, yeah, no, like we don't have that time. We're trying to get the career, the house, the car, like we're trying to get all our ducks in a row so that we can have the amount of kids we want at the time that we can without it being a struggle or costing too much. And we got to fit in a lot of, and that's the thing, a lot of career-minded women have to think 20 steps ahead because we're like, we need the car, we need the husband, we need the house, we need the finances so that we can have the kid, but we can't have the kid too late because we're going to miss that window. So we have to think already more maturely than a guy does. Most guys are out here saying like, let me build something for my future family. They don't think like that until later, and they're like, oh yeah.
My dad and I literally had this conversation yes, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I guess coming from a dad's point of view, or like a man's point of view, my dad's 60. And he was like, nah, if a fella waiting that late, he just need to give up. I'm like, what?
Don't give up.
I'm like, that's not old. Like
He's from a different generation. They were different.
Yeah.
They got married younger. They stuck with their jobs. They retired from their same jobs. Like, it was a different time.
Yeah, I'm just, it's so interesting because I remember being in college and hearing the guys were like, man, I'm just playing around right now, 30, when I'm about 30, I think about settling down. I'm sitting here like, you thinking? I'm like, who are y'all getting with? And then I look at the girls that they would get, they would be the freshmen. Like the junior getting like with the freshmen and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, clearly that's who y'all gonna end up with, because if you talking about you starting to think about getting with someone, like making a life in your 30s, that could be, I don't think anything's wrong with getting married at 30 or 32, 33, whatever. I don't think anything's wrong with that. Is that the life plan I want for me? Not really. But but I think that's still a time where it's like, okay, that we're in the comfort zone of life may be a little bit more together, finances a little bit more together, career you may have progressed a little bit more, because with working in entertainment you can be an assistant for 12 years and then that's neither here nor there. We're not gonna talk about that, but still making the same wages you made when you were 25. But hopefully that won't be the case for us. But things can start to line up a little bit better. But the guys, they just act like there's time forever. And I'm like,
yeah, because they scientifically have more time. I really think a lot of it boils down, I think it starts off with science and then it's society, right? And also cultural things, right? Guys in different cultures have different things. They have different pressures from their parents to make them do things. I think a lot of the times in the Black community, we don't have that. Like, I feel like we don't have some of the cultural pressures to start a family at a certain time that like maybe a Muslim family or an Asian family might have. They have very strict
white family, because people be staying together from preschool, be getting married right after college. I'm like, I'll just be looking at the white timeline, the white progression.
so white.
Like, and I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but as a whole, when I say don't apply to everybody, I say as a whole. In general, a blanket statement. They get married a lot sooner than we do. Like, be engaged early, 19, 20, 21, engaged. You're getting married at 22 because you just graduated from Yale with Bobby, who went to Yale with you. And now you're having a baby at 24 and you're done with your kids by 30.
Well, this is a topic for a different day. Some of the reason that is because they don't have to go through some of the life pressures that people of color do.
Right.
So if our ducks are already like in a scramble, we starting from a different starting point.
It's true. We're starting, like, they may be at the goal line and we blocks behind the goal.
Yeah, we don't really start at go. A lot of us don't start at go. We start in the past. We start without having the nuclear family or the finances to focus on what you need to focus on. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of things working against us. So I think that's why a lot of the times it seems like they might be progressing faster or going more in a linear path than us, because we just aren't, unfortunately, like, we don't start at go.
No,
start line.
I agree. Like, I think about just with like my experience from where I went to high school. I went to like a predominantly white, affluential high school in Buckhead, private school. And I look at some of the people that I know in my class, like even then with the dating, the way dating worked for them, it was a lot different. Like it was like, oh, I like Mary Catherine. Boom, we together. Jim and Mary Catherine together. They're gonna be together all the way through like senior year. And like even one couple, they're so cute. They like met, I think they maybe been together since our middle school. I don't know. But they just got married during this Rona. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, nobody was checking for me in middle school, high school. Like it was a well-known thing that Black girls didn't get asked to prom. So it's like when you're constantly put in situations where people may not favor your type of people, your outcome's gonna be a lot different. Like
Yeah.
going to USC, it was a lot different. Like, of course, I went from like one puddle to a bigger puddle with the same water, essentially. So it's different. It is different. I don't like that, but it's different. I definitely did not meet my quote unquote type at USC. That's what I didn't do.
Maybe you just need to be in like one of those arranged marriages or something.
Huh?
I was saying maybe you need to be in an arranged marriage type of situation or get a matchmaker.
An arranged marriage. I want to fall in love.
Eventually.
Oh no.
It works for some people.
It works because that may be what they know. So like they're open minded to it. They're like, oh, this is
You
what
don't have to be alone.
huh?
They're not alone. Would you rather be in an arranged marriage and you're guaranteed a husband, guaranteed children when you have them and all that, but either you have that situation and you hopefully grow to love this person, but at least it's structured. You know, your life is set up and you grow to love that person and create a life with them, or you have no one. And you go through life looking for your partner, but you will never, you don't get married, you don't have that because you never find that. You never get to have that.
The thing about it, there's no guarantee I'm gonna fall in love with this person I've been arranged with.
No, but at least you got the husband and the kids. You got some kids out of it.
But like a husband to me is more than a role.
Okay.
It's literally like, yeah, it's a partnership, but it's someone that I love so much that I want to procreate with it. Like it's not like, oh, we have to have a baby. It's like, no, I love you so much that I want us to be joined together to leave a mark on this earth in a person form. So me just doing it for the hey, let's just do and have a baby, that doesn't excite me. I can still.
And that's why we are behind. We think we need to be in love and all this stuff. Like, oh, I need to love my husband and stuff. And people like, I don't love him yet, or I don't love him at all. But we got a nice house, we got the kids. I don't know. I know which one I would rather have. I'd rather find love than be in a loveless marriage. But I mean, hey, it works. I ain't knocking the arranged marriages. I get it.
Me either, but it's like I wasn't like the difference in those cultures where that happened. Those people are literally brought up with that understanding. So it's like they look at it from a not westernized point of view that we look at it. But marriage is not seen as like you said, the fall in love and da 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 da. Like, yeah, they may have love for the person, or they may truly grow to love that person, because also love is not just a feeling. Love is an action that requires watering. Like, you have to grow love. But that's a whole nother conversation for another.
Which is some of their arguments with arranged marriages. They're like, it takes time.
No, I agree. However, because I'm in America and this is how I was growing up, I imagine the magic of, not even magic, because that makes it sound like it's so mystical or whatever, but I imagine the natural chemistry taking place where it's like there's someone in this earth that chooses me and I choose them, and we can't imagine our lives without each other. And not some infatuation way, but like I look at you and I see your flaws and I see how you view the world, and I see what you want to do, your dreams. It's like I can't imagine being any other place but beside you as I do the same. Like that's kind of what I want. Nothing's wrong with the arranged marriages at all. I know people who have had them. It works for them. They love their husbands and the husband loves the wife. However, I just know I want something that just comes together. Like it just feels like I just want to feel like I met the person who was made for me. Like outside of the physical, like because the physical is gonna go away at some point. You might never be intimate again. So I'm not talking about just on the sexual chemistry level. I mean, it's just like just our spirits are just like, oh, this is it. Yeah.
Okay. Best of luck to you on your quest for love.
I ain't looking no more, bro. I ain't looking. You know what I'm doing? I'm chasing dreams at this point, okay?
Okay.
Love go find me. Okay. He that find a wife find a great thing, okay? He looking for me, shorty. He looking for me.
Pandemic. Okay. Anyway, this year doesn't count. This year does not count.
Keep preparing. This season is preparation. Like, I literally was listening to a sermon today from Pastor, what's his name? I got my glasses on. Something Darius Daniels, that's his name. It's on my eraser board. He said, don't now I can see. Don't get to destiny unprepared. You know what that means? Don't get to your destiny unprepared, but don't get to this destiny, okay? Unprepared. He preparing himself, just like I'm preparing myself. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. He gonna find me. But in the meantime, I'm chasing dreams. Okay? Period.
That is a great note to leave it on.
Yes.
Chasing dreams.
Chasing dreams. Chasing dreams. Chasing your man. Don't be Nikki Parker, though.
Don't do that.
Don't be Nikki Parker. Only chase people who chase you.
Nikki and Professor.
Professor Ogilvy!
He really came around.
What? He gonna get tired? Like you said, either you want somebody to arrange you or you just keep looking. You know, he said, you know what? Maybe the cards have been pointed to Nikki Parker.
She played the long game.
I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna get somebody that want me. Even if I like halfway like it. Oh, you okay? I'm kidding. I'm not gonna settle. I just never. How do you feel it? No, I ain't gonna say that. Never mind.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Let us know what you want us to talk about next week. It's getting a little spooky next week, maybe. You got a little Halloween coming up the week afterwards or something like that.
Yeah, I think we should do a Halloween episode.
I'm down.
You know, I might even dress up.
I ain't got no costumes, but okay.
I can make something. Like, I can make something. If you guys got a costume you think I could, like, make, or somebody I look like, just, you know, put in the comments or something. I need ideas. So I'm gonna be in the house.
I know, y'all. That's what she wants.
Huh? What? What you say? Anyway. Costume suggestions for my in-house costume.
Yeah, do that.
Preferably y'all. Something you can see from the waist up.
True. Ain't nobody standing up over here. And also make sure to follow us on Instagram at I just think it's funny _pod as in podcast. And if you're watching the video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Same thing wherever you're listening or watching us. And we'll see y'all next week.